The third pyramid at Giza is amazing, even though it's much smaller than the other two big pyramids next to it. People sometimes say that because it's smaller, it means the pharaohs who built it were not as strong as the ones who built the bigger ones. There's a story that there was a secret entrance in the biggest pyramid that led to a hidden room full of valuable things and secrets. But some people think that the story is not true, and that a group of people made it up so they could try to get rich quickly. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Great Bridge and examine the evidence for and against its authenticity, ultimately asking the question, is the Great Bridge the oldest pyramid hoax? We know how Menkaura's pyramid got damaged because someone who was there wrote about it a long time ago. His name was Abdel-Latif el-Baghdadi, and he was a doctor and traveler who lived many years ago. He wrote a book called Account of Egypt that tells us about what happened in the year 1196 when the pyramid was damaged. Abdel-Latif was friends with the leader of Egypt at the time, who was the son of a famous leader named Saladin. The book is kept at Oxford University. Abdel-Latif, Mark Lehner, and Zahi Hawass are people who talked about Menkaura's pyramid. They said that a group of workers destroyed the pyramid for 8 months, but it doesn't make sense that they would start destroying the pyramid from the bottom. Some people think that these workers might not be telling the truth, but we can learn the real story by looking at the rocks of the pyramid. The pyramid was built with a lot of hard work and planning, and it was the same for its destruction. So, what were the workers of Al-Aziz Othman doing when they were destroying the pyramid? The pyramids in Giza have doors that can sometimes get covered by stones falling from the top or sand blown by the wind. If someone wants to enter the pyramid, it's easier to remove the loose rocks at the bottom rather than digging through these solid parts. But there might be another reason why people remove stones in that area, which is to see the king's chamber that's located high up in the middle of the pyramid, along the north axis. A long time ago, Abdel-Latif el-Baghdadi said that Khufu's pyramid was open, and he and others went inside to explore it. There is also a hallway in Menkaura's pyramid that goes nowhere above the main entrance. People from the 12th century didn't know that some parts of pyramids were just leftover building materials, so they were very cautious about this hallway. Instead of digging up inside a small space, workers chose to dig towards a certain spot from the outside. This made it easier for them to work. They hoped to find rooms filled with treasure, so they focused their efforts on that area. They didn't try to damage the pyramid, except for the spot where they broke in. They stopped digging when they reached the original granite line, probably because it was harder to dig through than the limestone above it. Abdel-Latif told a story about destroying a pyramid instead of looking for treasure. He talked about how much it cost to destroy the pyramid, but he didn't explain why it was wrong to do so from a religious perspective. This is because he and his friends were trying to steal things from the pyramid. Abdel-Latif wanted to make it seem like looking for treasure was a silly idea to distract people from their true intentions. We should not believe stories of hidden treasures in these big buildings, because they may not be true and we could get tricked by people who just want to steal things. We should be careful and think critically about such stories. Zahi Hawass is a person who used to be in charge of taking care of old things in Egypt. He believes that there might be a hidden room inside a really big building called the Great Pyramid. A long time ago, a leader named Khufu was buried there. Zahi thinks that if someone sends a special robot inside the pyramid in the future, it might be able to find this secret room. This could help us learn more about the pyramid and the person who was buried there. He said that there is treasure inside the pyramid, but had no evidence to prove it. Some people think that he just wants to make people interested in visiting the pyramid. However, the person who wrote this statement believes that the real treasure is the information we can learn from studying the pyramid's design. They think that there might not be any treasure inside, but the stories and knowledge we gain from exploring the pyramid are priceless.